Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have yet another cultural/religious video for all of you to enjoy at home. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you all how to set up for a Navgraha Puja or puja to the different planetary deities in the Hindu religion. This specific puja setup is simply if you wanted to give thanks to the different nograhas or the planetary deities. This is not the puja that is done when you have what they call graha, or if you're in a period of turmoil, or if you're in a period of one of the different grahas. If you are born under one of them, or if you have one of them on you at that time, this is not the specific puja setup. That is called Navgraha Puja. This one right here is more of a simple puja, and it is just to give thanks to the different nograhas. I wanted to give a big thanks to my sponsors at Leah's Fashion and Religious House for helping me put together this video and all of the items for this video. They have great quality items, they have awesome outfits such as the one that you're seeing here, and they have great customer service. I want to thank Auntie Crystal for taking the time, taking the effort to put together all of these items and handpick them for me to use in this video today. Now, if you're interested in checking out Leah's Fashion and Religious House for your puja items, outfits, whatever you may need, then I'll have all of their information in the description box down below. And as I mentioned in all of my religious and cultural videos, even my cooking videos, everybody has a different way of doing things. You have to remember that we come from a place in Guyana or any other part of the Caribbean where things were always passed down by word of mouth. So different regions, different places within these different locations have different traditions, different priests or pundit have their own way of doing things, and different families have their own traditions and ways of doing things as well. In the end, nobody is right or wrong. Everybody is just doing what they were taught and what they know how to do. This video simply serves as a blank canvas for all of you at home to set up for this type of puja, just in case you needed to do it and you don't have anybody to help you and you don't have anything else to go based on. But of course, consult with your priest, consult with your pundit, and see what is the best course of action or way of setting it up for you. The first thing that I'm going to do is prepare a little thari full with fruits and parsads, so I have to go ahead and make all of my sweets. I'm going to make sweet rice and puri, parsad, and pera. The first thing that I'm going to start making is my sweet rice or my kheer. So into some boiling water, I've added in a cinnamon stick and some cloves. I've also gone in with some soaked white rice. And then after that boils well with the water, I went ahead and added my milk, my condensed milk, evaporated milk, a little bit of sugar, raisins, and cherries, and it was all good to go once you get to this consistency. I do have step-by-step recipes for all of these different sweets on my channels already, and I will be sharing new updated versions very soon when Navratri comes around, so please be on the lookout. The next sweet that I'm making here is some white or milk powder pera. All this is milk powder and condensed milk and some spices. Then you roll them into balls as you're seeing here, and you put a little indentation in the middle, and I'm going to keep on making these out until I finish all of my dough. And here's the final product of the milk powder pera or the white pera. If you wanted to make the boiled version with the sugar and the evaporated milk, you could do that as well, but I chose to make this version today. And the next thing that I'm going to work on is some puri. So this dough, all it is flour, ghee, sugar, as well as some milk that it's mixed together with. And once it comes together, I went ahead and I split it up into very small balls, rounded them out, and I'm rolling them out as you can see here. Whenever I make puri in any of my videos, I always recommend that you have 2 people to 3 people making it because the process just goes by much faster. And once you've gotten them all rolled out, you can go ahead and start the frying process. Remember, puri is so thin that we usually fry it in pairs because it cooks very quickly and only takes about 30 seconds or less in that hot ghee. So now that we've finished making all of the parsads and the sweets that we're going to use, I'm going to go ahead and set up the thari or the plate where we're going to put all of the offerings. I went ahead and I put some fruits. I have a banana, some apples, as well as an orange. You can use any fruits of your choice. And I'm going to go ahead and make 2 pairs of that puri and the sweet rice. You can use as much or as little as you want. And I'm also going to go onto that plate with some parsad that I had made. I have lots of different parsad recipes on my channel for you to check out, so be sure to check those out if you need help with any of these sweets. And I'm also going to be adding on some of that pear that I made. And just like when you do any offering and you put these sweets in your tari, you always want to adorn it with a flower. Once you finish making all of your parsad, it is a good idea to go over and go through all of your different sarjam or puja materials. This is the Surya Puja pack that they sell at Leah's Fashion and Religious House. They sell many different packs and packages dedicated to each of the Hindu gods and goddesses. This is the one that you probably buy if you were doing a Navgraha Puja, and then you would also have to purchase some extra ingredients from them. Now in this puja pack, it has a white Surya flag, but if you were not raising a white flag for Lord Surya and you wanted to do a red flag, they also carry red flags in stock. So this is the puja pack here with all the different items. It comes with incense or agarbatti. It comes with hawan samagri. It also comes with a little bottle of ghee, as well as some honey. And you also get a small packet of cloves and some supari, as well as some doop or wood sticks for the hawan kund. You would also get some sindoor, as well as some haldi or dye, as well as some wicks for diyas. And it also comes with nutmeg, as well as elaichi. It also comes with a little pack of camphor, as well as some red thread. And you will also get a diya in there, and if you need extra diyas, they sell them at Leah's Fashion and Religious House. And you'll also get some gugul or frankincense. There's also chandan and a little bit of attar or perfume. Now when people do their puja, a lot of people will get a big tari or a big plate and go ahead and empty out all of their puja items or their sarjam into it. But this is a method that my aunts taught me many years ago, and it definitely helped. All you need to do is get one of these Indian spice containers or masala dabbas, and inside of each cup you would put a different puja item that you would use during your puja. So in here I went ahead and I put the bottle of attar or the perfume, I put in my sindoor, my dye, as well as my chandan. These are three things that you will always use during every puja. And I'm also going in with some camphor. The best thing to do when using camphor for your puja is to break it up into small chunks so it's easy for use. And into another one, I'm also adding in some cloves. I'm using another one for some supari, and in the last one, you could put in your gugul or you can use your elaichi or cardamom. Now that we've done all of our prep work and went through all of the puja items or the sarjam, as well as made out all of our parsad and packed it away in a nice tari, it is time to go ahead and set up the actual bedi or the puja place where you will be doing your Navgraha Puja. Now for this part, you have two choices. You can use your bedi and fill it with dirt and then do the steps that I'm doing here with the flour, and then you could even put colored rice on the top. Or you can make it even simpler, and all you have to do is get a wooden structure like I have here, and then go ahead and take some all-purpose flour and line the sides with it. Once you line the sides with the all-purpose flour, you want to go ahead and make a crisscross pattern all the way around. You want to go north to south, east to west, northeast to northwest, southwest to southeast, and so on. The reason why we make all of these different lines is it is representative of the planetary deities or the nograhas. And in the middle of it, you would also create a small om with that same flour. And as I mentioned, you can also do this by filling the bedi with dirt and then doing this design on top and then covering it with a colored rice rangoli. But this is exactly what you're looking for to cover that bedi with that all-purpose flour. Again, it is up to you as to how fancy or how intricate you want to make your bedi look. But for today's video, the way that I'm going to make my bedi look very good is that I'm going to be putting a red cloth over the top of this. At this point, I'm going to be setting up the little structure where you're going to insert all of the little flags dedicated to each of the nograhas or the planetary deities. Before I do that, I want to go through all of them and give you some information about them. You have Surya, who is known as the sun, and he gets offerings of wheat and is associated with the color red. You have Chandra, who is associated with the moon. He gets offerings of white rice and his color is white. And then you have Brihaspati or Guru. He is associated with the planet Jupiter. His offering is yellow dal and he's associated with the color yellow. And then you have Shukra, also known as planet Venus. His offerings are lima beans and his color is white. And then you have Bud or Buddha, and he is associated with the planet Mercury. His offering is moong dal and his color is green. And then you have Mangal, who is associated with the planet Mars. His offering is usually brown sugar and his color is red. And then you have Shanidev, which is associated with Saturn. His offering is usually urdi dal and his colors are either blue or black depending on your traditions. The next Navgraha is Rahu, and he is the cause of eclipses, the king of meteors, also known as the dragon head. He usually gets an offering of black till, and his color is usually black. K2 is the last Navgraha. He's the south node of the moon, the tail of the dragon also known as, and his offering is horse gram, and he is associated with the color brown or blue depending on your tradition. Now to set up this little baby, what my family usually does is we use a small foil tray, we fill it 3/4 of the way with dirt, and then on top of it, you can either cover it with the grain associated with each of the nograhas, or you can cover it with the colored rice associated with them. Now in the back of this small baby, you can also include a picture or representation of the different nograhas. Now once you finish filling up this small foil tray with dirt, or if you wanted to use like a wooden structure or wooden box for this, you can also do that. You're going to go ahead and divide it into 9 equal spaces, being that there's 9 different nograhas. And as I mentioned before, this baby is the one that is covered with colored rice or the grains associated with each of the different nograhas, and then each of their little flags is raised on it. So in the upper right hand corner, I'm putting in white rice in representation of Chandra or the moon. In the middle, right there on the top, I am putting white rice again for Shukra, also a representation of Venus. And then on the top left hand corner, I'm going to be putting green rice in honor of Bud or Mercury. And on the middle right hand side, I am putting in red for Mangal or Mars. And directly in the middle, I will also be putting more red rice in honor of Surya or the sun. And in the middle left-hand side, I'm going to be putting in yellow rice in honor of Brihaspati or Guru, and he is known as Jupiter. And on the bottom right-hand corner, I will be putting some black rice in honor of Rahu or the dragon head. And in the middle bottom, I will be putting in some blue rice in honor of Shani or Saturn. And as I mentioned before, some families use blue and some families use black rice in honor of him. And on the bottom left-hand corner, I'm using brown rice in honor of K2, but if you also wanted to, you could use blue rice. Some families also use that for him. Now on the main Bedi or the main structure where you will be conducting the puja, this little small structure with all of the different colored rices in honor of the nograhas will go on the left-hand side. And this part is also optional, but in the back of the Bedi, I'm going to put a big picture of Lord Surya because I have it and it'll make the Bedi look very nice. If you don't have this, or if you have a murti, you can also use that. Now, just as with any type of puja that you do, you always need a Khalsa in the middle of the Bedi. Now, a Khalsa is a representation of Varun Dev. It has many different meanings. And during the puja, this is a vital part because offerings will be made to this as well. And once your Khalsa is in the middle of the Bedi, you can also fill it up with some water. When your priest or your Pandit comes, they will continue to add other ingredients as they chant prayers. And after you place it down, you're going to go ahead and put in a sprig of 5 mango leaves. And you want to make sure that these mango leaves are peeking out of the sides or hanging over the sides of the Khalsa. And on top of those mango leaves, you also want to put on the saucer as well as the diya that it comes with. And the next thing that I'm going to be placing on the Bedi right in front of the Khalsa is a small little tari that I've put a little bit of dirt on. This is representative of Mother Earth or Dhartima. And I also have a little cow murti. And in the back right corner of my Bedi, I'm going to go ahead and put my tulsi plant. And around that same area, I'm going to go ahead and put a nice little bouquet of flowers. The reason for this is that throughout the puja, you will need flowers continuously to continue making your offerings. And on the right hand side of your Khalsa, somewhere aligning with the Khalsa or in the front of the Bedi, you want to go ahead and put 2 murtis down. You're going to be putting down a murti of Mother Lakshmi or the goddess of wealth and light. And you will also be putting down a murti of Lord Ganesh, who is the remover of obstacles. The reason why I put both of their statues or murtis down is because whenever you start any type of puja, you always have to give thanks to these 2 gods and goddesses. The reason being is because they are believed to make your puja really go around and make you see your way through your puja without any obstacles in the way. The next thing I wanted to do is show you the loose leaves that you would need for your puja. Over here, I have some pond leaves, and when you use the pond leaves, you need to go ahead and remove the tips and remove the stems from them. I have some loose flowers as well as the ones I showed you before. I also have some bahima grass or doob grass, depending on which one you use and which one your priest prefers you to use. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is going to save you a lot of work during your puja. Whenever you raise the little tiny flags dedicated to each of the nograhas, you will have to put a circular round of red thread or kacha soot on the top of it. There are 9 different nograhas, so you're going to need 9 little rounds of this red thread to put on each of the little flags during the puja. And I just wanted to show you what the little flags look like from Leah's Fashion and Religious House. They sell multiple different types of packs of these little flags. They sell ones dedicated for the nograhas. They sell ones dedicated to the Navdurgas if you're doing Durga Puja. And of course, they have loose little flags just in case you needed different colors. As I mentioned before, every family has their own way of doing things. Everybody has their own traditions and everybody has their own set of colors that they like to use. So these are the colors that were prescribed for this video today. And of course, while you're setting up your Bedi and setting out all of your puja materials, go ahead and keep those little flags and the sticks that they go on right next to the small Bedi with the colored rice. So this way you know exactly where it is while your puja is going on. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small thari, I'm going to fill up the bottom with a little bit of white rice, and on top of that I'm going to go ahead and put my diya that I filled with ghee, I put a wick in there and I lit it. And in that same thari I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on a couple flower petals. Now this thari is going to be used for arti. During the entire service or the puja that you have, this plate will be waved around the different gods and goddesses in adoration to them. And at the end of the puja, you will go around to all of your elders and your family members and you will wave this around them as well. And this is a sign of respect and showing thanks to your family members. And the next thing that you're going to do is set up your Hawan Kund for your Hawan at the end of the puja. So at the bottom of the Hawan Kund, I always put in a couple tablespoons of water, and then right on top of that, I go ahead and I put foil wrap on it and wrap it up on the sides. The reason why I use the foil wrap is because it preserves your Hawan Kund and it doesn't allow that smoke and soot to attach to the Hawan Kund. And by adding in that water at the bottom, it also helps it from emitting too much smoke and too many fumes. So for anybody worried about using the foil wrap or even burning anything in this Hawan Kund, just know by adding in the water, it will help with all of that smoke that is created. And in the middle of the Hawan Kund, you always want to put a ghee-soaked cotton ball, and on top of that or around it, you want to go ahead and put 3 pieces of dupe or wood sticks in a triangle. And right next to your Hawan Kund, you also want to keep another thari or another plate or bowl of some sort with your Hawan Samagri and all of the different ingredients that you would need for your Hawan at the end of the puja. So into this little thari, I'm going to be going in with some Hawan Samagri, and right into that thari on top of the Hawan Samagri, we're going to be going in with some elaichi pods or cardamom, a few pieces of crushed camphor, some cloves, as well as a little pinch of parsad, and you can also add in some fruits. I also went in and I crushed up one of those peras. Whichever one of the parsads you want to add in, you can as well. And I'm also adding in a little bit of honey on the top. Now somewhere close by or even right on the Bedi, you also want to keep the parsads that we went ahead and we made earlier. And in the front of the Bedi, you also want to keep all of the different sarjam or the materials that you would need throughout your puja. Now this is that little Indian spice tray or the masala dabba that I showed you that I filled up the different cups with all of the different sarjam. Now these next few items are not vital for this type of Navgraha Puja just to give thanks to them. These are more so items that you would use if you had like a gra, or if you had a period of time where you were under one of these Navgrahas and you needed to complete a very specific puja. Now the first thing I wanted to show you is the 9 holy waters. Now these 9 holy waters come from 9 different sacred rivers in India. And also I wanted to show you a pack of the different types of grains that they sell at Leah's Fashion and Religious House. These are the different grains that correspond to each of the different Navgrahas, and they also have 9 different metals. This is also something you might need if you are doing a specific type of Graha Puja. And that's it everyone. I'm very happy with how this setup turned out. I hope you all at home learned a little something new about the Hindu religion. And if you need to do this type of puja, I hope this video was very helpful for each and every one of you. And last but not least, I want to give a big thanks once again to my sponsors over at Leah's Fashion and Religious House for sending me all of these amazing items, this awesome outfit, and giving me such great customer service when I needed help putting together this video. I'll have all of their other contact information in the description box right below this video. Just click below the video, a drop-down menu will appear and you'll see everything right there. If you all enjoyed this video today, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet by clicking the red subscribe button, as well as the bell notification icon so you never miss out on any of my newest videos. And of course, drop those comments down below and let me know what you all would like to see next on my channel. I'll see you all again very soon in one of my next videos. Until next time guys, bye everyone.